Everybody, welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are going to be taking a look at the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay that was dropped by Rockstar on, it was on Monday. If you don't have time to watch the full video, you can follow the link in the description to my website. I have an article that, I wrote. It's about 500 some words, maybe a little less. Just kind of breaking down some of my thoughts of the important bits of the trailer. I mean, like, a lot of what we know here we already knew, or I've covered on the channel, so I don't think that stuff's mentioned in the article. But, I mean, it's stuff like gun degradation, stuff like, we're seeing him out in the wild, the fact that he has to bathe and shave and cut his hair, which, all things that I really liked. It's all really cool stuff. I think this video, unlike the one that we saw back in, I think that was last month, I don't think this one is as substantial. It's very broad language, kind of talking about how moving from event to event in the game kind of works. It's very fluid, as they're trying to really kind of push the idea of. I mean, it all looks really cool. I mean, like, we got, like, neat little snippets, but just, like, the actual information that they dole out through the narrator, I think, is a little lacking. But all in all, I think this is still worth going over. It's about 4 minutes, or about 4.5 minutes. I feel like there was something else I wanted to bring up. Hopefully this video doesn't get blocked. I was hearing people when the first one came out that they were like, oh, I'd want to show it, but because of copyright issues, and I'm sitting around going, what are you talking about? There was no copyright issues on that video. And as somebody who put the video up, I didn't get a copy. Maybe it's because I'm not big enough to get, like, a big boy copyright strike and have the video, like, pulled, but I've had shit blocked before. I mean, I like bits and pieces of my Ratchet and Clank videos, and I think a few of my Need for Speeds are completely blocked worldwide. That one just got the copyright strike of, hey, you can't make money off of this because of 27 seconds of audiovisual content. Whatever. Fine, don't give me the ad revenue that I don't get anymore. So, we're gonna show this as long as it'll stay up. I've bitched about my YouTube time and all that. Let's get into this.
Bastard! I didn't do nothing! Ah! Damn fool!
With Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games has set out to create its most ambitious open-world experience.
All right, right off the bat, I noticed something. Again, a small, little, kind of maybe pointless detail to people, but I really like the crispness, the sharp, the way the minimap is structured. It's just sharp, nice icons. You can clearly see where the enemies are. All that. I thought the first game, it wasn't cluttered. It was more. This is a little hard to read, but I like the scale, the crispness, like I said, of the individual icons. It's a nice little improvement.
To date, it is an epic tale of outlaw life that seamlessly blends story with action.
Arthur! Let's go, quick!
And exploration with choice, all under the constant threat of danger. The world is full of adventures and experiences that you discover naturally.
Hey, hold it right there!
As you move fluidly from one moment to another.
Gentlemen, you on?
Okay, and see, right there was my first question of what I'm talking about with the broadness of the language. What do they mean by moving fluidly from like activity to or event to event? Like, is it going to be like that, like, where that thing blows up in the side, they shoot, we slide into cover, combat starts, like that's where the gameplay starts? Because if that's what they're meaning, okay, we saw very similar mechanics in GTA 5. That's not new. Like, what I'm getting at is it going to be like that? Like, we just kind of walk into the cutscene and it's a lot more like there's no loading screens blocking cutscenes, or is it or are missions more dynamic? As in, are they, like, not marked in the world? Do we just explore the world and, oh well, here's a mission that we just accidentally started? Like, how does all of this work? Like, you can say this, I'll move from event free, like, freely and, fluidly and all that, but what's that mean exactly? I'd like more of a little bit more of a solid description. I mean, I highly doubt we're going to get any of that. I mean, it's right now, it's what's the 3rd, and the game comes out on the 26th. So I highly doubt that we're going to get any more details on that. But Rockstar is one of those companies that I just insanely trust. Like, I don't think this game is going to be bad. My fear is it's not going to be as good as I expect. That's my fear with this. I know this is going to be a good game. Hell, this is going to be a great game. But I'm afraid that is this not going to be like the god tier game that that I would think of, stuff like The Last of Us, The Witcher, stuff like that. Is it not going to be this like god tier game? Is it going to be, oh, it's pretty good, but I thought it should have been better? Is it going to be one of those?
Don't know what to do.
Arthur can undertake a wide array of nefarious activities with his fellow gang members. Some are large-scale heists.
Okay, that was another bit that I found very interesting. Saying that some are like large-scale heists. I mean, one, I hope I can just walk into a bank and rob it. I mean, that was kind of complicated to do in the first game. Like, I hope I can like hold up a train or something just on my own for fun. I know I'm talking about that and saying that for fun, and that's kind of messed up. But we're playing an outlaw. Come on. But it mentions some are elaborate heists. See, my question right there becomes, are they going to do what they did in GTA 5? Like, there are like story mission heists or whatever that we get to help like plan out and set up, like this here. Like, they're coming in the suits and the masks and everything. Like, can we choose like approach and like stuff like that, or is it more scripted out story wise? I mean, really, like, let's take the first heist in GTA 5 when you rob the diamond store. I mean, really, you go in without going in suits and gas, and just normal masks or whatever. It plays out a little differently from when you went in as like the exterminator crew, but it was still a little different of how you wanted to do things, and I like that idea. And maybe we're going to see something similar to that in this. And again, maybe I'm just focusing too much when they're like, well, some are elaborate heists. And I'm thinking, Rockstar has already tried it in another game. Maybe we'll see the Old West version of that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a guy who has anything to do with this game. But man, that would be cool. And I'm kind of holding out hope for that.
Come on.
While others are more personal.
Let's go!
Come on.
You can rob a train, passerby, or a coach.
Anyone inside there?
Okay, I'm gonna go back a second. Okay, you see this guy? So we're seeing this guy where yeah, okay, that's the blonde girl that he's been shown to hang around with a lot. I mean, we already know that, like, we can interact with passersby, like, there's actually, like, a dialogue system with random people in the world, which I kind of like, that it gives you more things to do than just kind of, like, walk up and bump into people. But what they're doing here, this is obviously an activity that you're going about with a companion. I mean, I highly doubt the game is going to always have you stuck with a companion. It's not one of those kind of games. But what my question is this stuff restricted to, like, side missions? Is that why they're together? Like, are they going to go on some sort of mission, but we're doing some stuff in the meantime? Or is it, I walk up and say, hey, dude, you want to hang out? And we hang out and rob people, or we go and just hunt, or we do whatever. And if we do stuff like that, do we have, like, a relationship meter? Like, we know that that you can get along or not get along with certain members of the camp. We know that you brush your horse, like, you have a relationship with your horse. Sort of thing. I'm really curious to see what that means. Again, this is just an idea I had, but, is this kind of like Friends? Is this, if anybody remembers, GTA 4 did something like that, where if you hung out with somebody enough times, you got a special thing for hanging out with them. Like, if you hung out with Roman enough, he will let you use his cab service for free. If you hung out with, the Jamaican dude. I can't remember his name. But he was the guy that drove up and gave you access to the guns out of the back of his truck, kind of like a mobile gun store. Stuff like that. I mean, are they going to bring in something kind of like that, where it's like a relationship system based on how much time you spend out in the open world with these companions? I think that would be cool. Again, it's this whole idea of the roaming camp is really interesting to me. The whole thing with the Vanderland gang. That's something else that I am really interested to see in this game, is that we really get to dive into Dutch's character and see his descent into madness. Because I mean, we never really saw much of Dutch in the first game. I mean, let's be honest, he was like kind of like the main bad guy, even though technically the main bad guy in Red Dead Redemption 1 is the government. But I mean, we saw Dutch, but we saw Dutch after he's basically gone crazy. Like, we get to see Dutch as we've always kind of known that he's kind of a philosopher. He's kind of a lot of things, and I think it's really cool that we get to see Dutch Vanderland in this game a lot more than we did in this last one. But I mean, but back on to what I was saying about the camp, I really like this idea of the camp and all the people who inhabit it. It's like, how are we going to be interacting with them? Is it just going to be side missions, or do we actually talk to them, and or do we actually like strike up relationships, and can they be good and they can be bad based on based on our actions, based on, you know, are we bringing meat to the camp, are we doing this, are we doing that? Like, how does the camp change if we're, you know, like, do we have to bring in money, and like we have like a shared pool of money, you know, do we have like a, because I mean, well, because from what I remember, Dutch was kind of like anti-capitalist. I don't want to say he was like a full-blown communist, but he was definitely not a capitalist. He's kind of that whole kind of like shared resources thing amongst this group of outlaws. So, you know, I mean, like, will we be like bringing in money and sharing it? And if we hoard it, will people be mad at us? Like, if we bring in, you know, if we're not bringing in meat and pelts and everything, will the quality of the camp, will it start to fall, or will it rise? Like, these are the things I'm so curious to really get into, and we're not going to know this until the 26th. But man, how I'm just like bursting with theories and ideas. I'm like, oh man, like, I want to see the camp, but I highly doubt we're gonna see it. Sorry, I got way off topic.
Hold up a store, burgle a house.
Sorry again. I keep doing this. I really thought that was cool. You know, when he was holding up that. That wagon, and he does the warning shot up into the air. Again, that's a new feature in this one. That I find very, very. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna double back for a second. Okay, watch this little circle, just, you know, this faint circle outside the red dot for 2 seconds, and I'll finish this point before I do that. I mean, because I read a GameSpot article. I think it wasn't last week. It was the week before. Yeah, it was the week before last, where they talked about, you know, being able to fire warning shots up into the air, which we weren't able to do in the last game. Again, it's giving you more options of how to interact with the world. That's really neat to me. But I just watch this faint circle. I want to see if it does what I think it does.
Hold up a store, burgle a house.
Yeah, you saw as he pulled, it expanded and then shrunk. So I doubt you're going to be able to do what was the cheap shot that you did in Red Dead Redemption 1. If anybody remembers if you got really good at it, it's how you could constantly pull headshots. It's with the auto targeting. Press L2, slight touch up on the right stick, shoot, let go, repeat the process. And if you could do it really quickly, you could just rifle off headshots like nobody's business. I think this is a way to kind of keep you from doing that. Like, you actually have to try and shoot and pick your shots, because I'm going to guess that faint outside circle is the space that you can hit, and if you hold it longer on a certain spot, it'll shrink to be more pinpoint. That's a neat idea to really kind of add an extra aiming mechanic to the game.
House, or go loan sharking.
Here for money. Where is it?
Or you can simply go off and explore alone, if you're feeling brave enough. The countryside, towns, and frontier are full of rival gangs and outlaws. Each different, but all of them deadly.
How's that score you stole off us?
Which one?
In this rapidly civilizing world, lawmen are cunning, whether tracking known outlaws or investigating a crime scene.
Mother have mercy.
See, when they say investigating a crime scene, like, I highly doubt we're going to play like detective in this game. That'd be cool, but I highly doubt we're going to play cowboy CSI. But I'm curious, or would we be hiding in the area, or is this like a way to? I'm trying to think if that means, like, can they get like clues on us if we're not careful of how when we just shoot somebody in the face, or if we stick around in the area, are we going to be questioned, and can we lie to the law people, or are they just going to assume we did it? Again, maybe this is like the heist thing, and I'm putting too much focus on weird things. But I have a feeling about that there might be something here. I don't know why. It's just an odd vibe I'm getting.
Now, I'm not a fellow to pass a quick judgment, but I know you don't hire a saint to catch a sinner.
Get a price on your head, and bounty hunters will track you down.
See, I like that little
Arthur must
him
always
dodging the
be prepared
bullet.
to defend himself against whatever is thrown at him.
And see that always ready to prepare yourself. Again, am I focusing too much on unimportant details of what they're saying? But when he walks through that thing, because I can't tell with a video like this, was that a scripted event, or is that they actually set like these bounty hunters because you had a bounty on you? Did these guys set up that ambush ahead of time? Did the game just do that? That he walks through there and then gets into a fight, and then you see him pull the knife. And from what I've heard, actual fist fights are better this game. I mean, I would say they did that better in GTA 5 too. It was really fun to actually go out and like just punch people. So I'm curious to see like how that works. Like that's my big question when this game's talking about the fluidity of events happening in the world. What exactly does it mean by this fluidity? Is it a situation in which is that a scripted event or a non-scripted event? Because what we're seeing here is it's really hard to tell what's a cutscene and what's not a cutscene. I'm interested in that, and I know a lot of these times I'm not giving like solid like opinions or pinpoint. I'm like, hey, have you noticed this? Well, what if blank? Like I like to ask questions and kind of spawn ideas like that, as opposed to kind of giving definitive statements. I bet that's what this is. That's just my style. But I don't know. That's just something I'm curious. I want to know that this broad language is really kind of confusing me about. It's this. What exactly are we going to be doing? And now I think a lot of the journalists have maybe a better idea than what I do, because I mean I think they've played 5 hours of the game, and holy shit, they got 5 hours. Or the fact that 5 hours was a preview. That's Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm interested. I think the biggest thing I'm interested about in this game, oddly enough, is not the story, the gunplay, all the different crap I can do in the game. My interest is actually the world, and this is one of the few times my interest is the world that this game takes part in, not just the story. I'm really interested to see what happens.
The Deadeye system has been expanded and will progress in stages, allowing you to slow time, paint targets, and see critical or fatal points of your enemies. How and when you use it is up to you.
Okay, so I've seen that critical points thing, and we can use that on animals. But again, that when he goes into Deadeye, I like how he pulls out his second pistol. And you can go like double 6-shooter, or you can go 6-shooter and a sawed off like that. That's really neat. I'm curious, can we do that outside of Deadeye though? I doubt it, but man, I kind of want to just go double pistols, just go full Wolfenstein, just pull out 2 shotguns.
Choices and decisions you make for Arthur.
Thank you, sir.
You can, of course, choose what to wear, ride,
Look at the turkey.
eat, and which guns to carry. Shave, bathe.
That's right. Actually, about the food, I forgot. You have to eat in this game. I forgot about that. I don't think it's gonna kill you if you don't eat, but it drops your stamina. Like there's actually a point to staying healthy, and see, kind of like the gun degradation. I'm curious, how fast do these bars drop? Like if I'm out hunting, like obviously I'm gonna have to bring like some jerky or something to keep my stamina up, because if I don't, he's gonna starve. And I like this idea, again, like the gun degradation, but it can't be too much, otherwise it's just an annoying mechanic. It needs to have the right fit, or it has to take the right amount of time. And I'm interested to see that. And also when it comes to him bathing, can I go into a river and do that? Or does he have to do it in a bathtub? Does he have to go Shanghai Moon?
It's up to you.
If anybody gets that reference, thank you.
Things to do.
I love that you can fish.
There are countless secrets to uncover and people to meet. You can get into raucous altercations, take in a show.
All right, weird little, again, me with my weird details. Anyone notice that Arthur didn't have his hat in that last scene? I mean, granted, again, we already know that you can lose your hat in this game, and you can actually pick up other people's hats. So it's a lot like L.A. Noire, if anybody remembers. No, that was Rockstar. That was Rockstar published. It wasn't Rockstar developed. Was Team Bondi a Rockstar? I can't remember where if Team Bondi was specifically like a Rockstar studio, if they just partnered with them for L.A. Noire, but again, either way, it doesn't matter. I like the idea that you can lose your hat, and that the hat isn't just like part of him. The hat is an actual just an item. It's like a piece of clothing. It's just sitting there and gets shot off, and you pick it up and put it back on. Ooh, and if that happens, I hope the hat has a bullet hole. I want this so bad. Oh my god, I didn't notice that. Oh, if I could get rid of this, because I can't tell what the L2 button is. But you antagonize or cheer. So what? I could just be a jackass and sit in the crowd and go boo.
Chase down bounties, fight a duel, and a lot more.
Be careful out there. This is nasty country.
Your behavior has consequences, and people will remember you and your actions.
Son of a bitch.
You can all.
See, I'm hoping they do more with that in this game than they did in the last one. I mean, that was a big thing with Red Dead 2 or with Red Dead 1 was that there was a morality system. But really it didn't matter much. I mean, granted, I always played the honorable cowboy. In this one, I think I might be a little might be a little more roguish just because as far as I know, Arthur doesn't have isn't really a good person. He's not a nice guy, if you know what I mean. He's an outlaw. He's a loan shark. He's he's the main enforcer of the Vanderlyn gang. So I think, playing a little bit more angry and aggressive will fit his character. But I really do hope they do a little bit more with the morality and lasting choices in this game. I really want to see that happen.
Also experience the game in first person.
Oh, okay. Watch this one specifically. I think in my article, I think I said bits and pieces of what we saw in this, these little first person chunks. Now that thing on the horse, I highly doubt it's that easy to do that in game. That was somehow computer assisted. But with this, what we're about to see, tell me, does this not look like a rail shooter? As in, when you play Time Splitters or something in an arcade, how it's just taking you along a path and you're just holding a gun and picking to shoot. You weren't controlling the movement. It's just really weird to me. It looks like a rail shooter in an odd way. And again, it could just be the fact that it's that this is a demo and it's trying to be all smooth, or not a demo, but like a preview, and it's trying to be all smooth. But again, it looks weird to me. Maybe it's because this game's not supposed to be played in first person.
Some stunning views. The result is a world that is deep, teeming with life, and very menacing.
This world has its consolation.
Well, all right, guys. There's been our little look at Red Dead Redemption 2. Wow, actually, that lasted. I rambled a lot more than I meant to in this one. But all right, guys. Like I said, there's a look at Red Dead Redemption 2. It's out October 26th. Tell me what you guys think. I'm really excited for it. I pretty much gave all my criticism and my points. I guess not criticism, but you know what I mean. I think I made all my points during the video. I really am excited for this game. I can't flip and wait. October 26th can't get here soon enough. I mean, granted, I got a lot of stuff active right now. It's a fun little transition. I just started Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I mean, we got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Yakuza Kiwami 2, FIFA 19, Valkyria Chronicles 4. There's a lot of numbers in this. Spider-Man. We got a lot of really great games that are being played on the channel. Go check one of them out. now that you're done here, and obviously October 26th, we'll be playing Red Dead 2. I again, can't wait. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, all the social media, that is Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Please go over to the website if you can. I'm trying to do something right now. I'm been doing this for the past couple weeks. I'm attempting to get at least one article up a day. Just news article, like I see something happen and, I write, because I'm a journalism major, I want to write about video games, not just sit here and do YouTube videos on them. Not that doing YouTube videos isn't fun, but, I want to do more written content. So, I'm pushing myself to write more news, write more reviews and all that stuff. So go check out the website. I try and update that at least once a day with new articles. So go check that out. Other than that, like I said, Twitter and Minds and Facebook are all just basically places that you can, if you follow me or whatever, you'll get notified whenever something new happens, so go check those out. Other than that, like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time, my name's AJ Gills. This is the Upside Gaming Channel. I'm out.